Okay, we are back in T-Pose Am Jesus Christ. And I think we performed the so-called cleansing of the temple. And now we have to leave. Because they appeared to have went with John chapter 2's order of events rather than that of the other Gospels, where this happens later in the Gospels. So now, strangely, we have to go back to Galilee again. And that's not the order of events for the military campaign of Vespasian and Titus against the Jews in the first century. It started in Galilee, and then it went down to Judea, to Jerusalem, and then to the destruction of the temple. That's the order of the events, but John apparently has a different order. It's one of the latest Gospels, and according to the datings given to us by academics, and for some reason the game designers decided to go with John's order of events in these cases. So whatever. So now it looks like we may be heading back to Galilee, but we'll see. And make sure everything's good. Testing. Yeah, seems like it. So, so now we gotta find Judas's hideout. Like Judas says, oh, it's not safe here after sunset, I guess. Probably for a Jew, Jerusalem was probably one of the safest places in the whole area. Have we talked to this guy yet?
I withdraw my challenge. You have spoken with a truth that leaves me silent.
I guess we already... Let me check the, yeah, we've done everything that there is to do in Jerusalem right now. We've got something at these Jerusalem pools. Where is it? Oh, it wants me to head in the opposite direction, though. To Judas's hideout. This is strange. Is this where they're gonna deliver him up to be... You know what? Where's the break in the wall? I want to go do this stuff before I go see Judas. This is the right direction, yeah. I can't climb these. I mean, I don't remember anything about Judas having a hideout in the Gospels, but whatever. What is this strange rock? Those plant textures on it? I don't know. So I gotta do a little praying thing to recharge my faith points up to, what is it, 900 is the max? Yeah, 900. And, yeah. This must be somebody's cart port. What is this place? Looks like a dump. It says Jerusalem Pools.
I need to buy fresh bread for dinner.
Jerusalem was surrounded by a network of pools and reservoirs that played vital roles in daily life, worship, and urban infrastructure. Pilgrims used it for ritual purification before ascending to the temple. These pools were not just sources of water, but they were places of community cleansing and spiritual encounters. Built from stone and often fed by aqueducts or underground channels, they reflected the ingenuity of ancient Jerusalem's water system and the sacred rhythms of life in the holy city. Seems like I'm walking on water here. Maybe not. We've got all these too. So do an about face and go this way. What are these, willows? Pilgrims over here. Each spring, thousands of Jewish pilgrims from across the world made their way to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover, one of the three major pilgrimage festivals commanded in the Torah. Families traveled by foot, donkey, or caravan, singing psalms and carrying offerings. The city would swell with visitors, its streets alive with the scent of unleavened bread and the sound of joyful gatherings. Upon arrival, pilgrims purified themselves and entered the temple to present sacrifices.
We must tread carefully around Roman religious practices.
I don't trust men who whisper when the elders speak aloud.
The fields look lush after the recent rains.
The riverbank is a great place to rest.
The craftsmen are busy in their workshops today.
Some women returned from the hills saying they saw angels.
There is a stillness in the city today, as if something holy draws near.
The Lord sees what is hidden, even when no word is spoken.
Alright, so do another about face.
I need to buy fresh bread for dinner.
Have you seen the latest Roman?
The people grew quiet as he came forward. Some came to listen, some came to judge. Others only wanted to see the man they had heard about. Then Jesus stepped up, looked at the crowd, and began to teach. There was a rich man whose land gave him a great harvest. He said to himself, "What should I do? I have no place to keep all my crops." Then he said, "I know what I will do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. There I will store all my grain and all my goods. And I will say to myself, 'You have enough for many years. Rest, eat, drink, and enjoy your life.' But God said to him, 'Fool, this very night your life will end. And all that you have stored up, who will it belong to then?' This is how it is with the man who stores up treasure for himself, but is not rich before God. Some men have full barns, but empty souls. So guard your heart, lest wealth make you poor before the Lord."
So we've got 35,750 subs now. But we have more to do. There's Bethany up here. I thought... Is there more than one Bethany? I thought this was Bethany. Oh, Bethany beyond the Jordan. Well, that's weird. Okay, anyway, so... Gotta follow this road. Excuse me. Jerusalem stompers, don't fail me now. Raising of Lazarus. Isn't it here to the right? This guy?
Oh, I heard what you did for Simon the leper, and I have been waiting for you by the road ever since. My body is crumbling into dust. I know now that you are the Messiah, just as the people said. Thank you for healing my body.
Nard oil. Wonder what these little places are. Biblical times, nard oil, also known as spikenard, was a rare and precious perfume extracted from a plant native to the Himalayas. Its rich, musky fragrance made it highly valued, often reserved for the wealthy or used in sacred rituals. Nard oil was a key ingredient in high-end perfumes, especially in ancient Rome. It was used to scent the body and hair, often stored in alabaster jars to preserve its aroma.
Do you think there will be a good harvest this year?
What's this guy? This guy Jeans. What are you doing, dude? Okay, can't do that. Okay, so then I'll fast travel back to Jerusalem to head back to Judas's hideout with the rest of the Scooby gang.
I need to buy fresh bread for dinner.
Well, why are you just standing there?
Even the wind seemed to pause when he prayed.
Oh, I gotta jump up here.
I saw a group of travelers passing through the town square.
What is this, some kind of jumping puzzle?
Did you see the new carpenter shop?
You found it. Not bad, huh? Quiet, hidden, useful. I've spent a lot of nights here watching the city move.
You've seen enough to know I'm not here to hide.
You're not like the others. You speak like you know where all this is going. Especially because of that. Come, have a meal and rest a little. Night will fall soon.
This means more than you know.
Hey, someone's coming. Looks like that Pharisee from the temple.
That Pharisee from the temple? So this is Nicodemus?
Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from God. For no one can do these signs that you do unless God is with him.
Unless one is born anew, he can't see God's kingdom.
How can someone be born when they are old? They can't go back inside their mother. They can't be born a second time.
Jesus answered, "Most certainly I tell you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he can't enter into God's kingdom. That which is born of the flesh is flesh. That which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Don't marvel that I said to you, you must be born anew. Are you the teacher of Israel and don't understand these things? No one has ascended into heaven but he who descended out of heaven, the Son of Man who is in heaven. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life."
Thank you for speaking with me tonight.
So, when he says, "No man hath ascended to heaven but he that descended from heaven," he couldn't have said that because he didn't die yet. And he didn't ascend, according to the story, yet either. So, it's possible that that's just a bit of narrative from the writer. And because the text didn't have quotation marks, you can't tell like who said what. So when a narrator says something, go to the building site and speak to the carpenters. Arrive to Nain. So now I've got to go back and get all of my disciples. Find the zealot's hideout. Find Philip. Alright, let's look at the map. And I can't fast travel to Samaria. Nor... not sure why I would want to. So I'm supposed to do fast travel to Nain. Press C to skip long travel. So here's Nain. Reach Thomas's workshop.
Jesus saw Thomas lost in thought. He knew that a deep hunger for truth and a search for tangible proof meant more to him than a blind following of faith.
Greetings. Wait, you are Jesus of Nazareth? Your teaching precedes you, yet I do not know how you would know my name, nor why you appear in my humble workshop.
Greetings, Thomas, inquisitive as ever. Follow me and you will see.
As I said, word of your wonders and sayings reaches me, but my mind needs more than tales. Am I now to trust in what I cannot touch or grasp with reason?
Words like seeds, they need good soil. Do not need the hands touched to bear fruit, they need good soil.
Many questions trouble me, and in the synagogues I do not find their answers. If your soil is truly so rich, sow for me a seed, and let faith sprout. Master, do you hear that? Something's happening outside.
You see this characterization? Like, I've got questions and in the synagogues I don't get the answers. Like, Christians don't go into traditional Jewish synagogues trying to find answers. They think that they've got all the answers already from the Christian scriptures and from the Holy Spirit or Holy Ghost, the Spirit of truth, right? So they don't think they need any kind of input from the Jewish community, even though they've appropriated the so-called Old Testament from the Jewish community. They think that they're automatically, by some spiritual arrival, masters or experts on the Old Testament.
It doesn't sound like the usual city noise. It's almost as if someone is crying. I hear many people, too. In Nain, crowds rarely gather without reason, and such crying, it usually means only one thing.
I have no one left. There is no one left to call me by name.
She's alone. Completely alone.
First I lost my husband, and now my beloved son. Who will close the doors of my house now? Who will light the lamp when night falls?
In Nain, no one can answer those questions.
What are you talking about?
You always said you'd be home before nightfall. Why should I even return home now? To call someone who will not answer.
Because you need a roof over your head?
Lord, if you have mercy, look upon me.
Jesus looked at her son and then said,
Young man, I say to you, arise. Oh boy, here we go, mini-game. Pick up the object that best answers the trial and throw it at the target to complete the path. Press E to grab the object, press hold left trigger to increase throw power, release to throw object. So it says, someone hurt you but now needs your help. Revenge, kindness. So that's the Hebrew word chesed there. This is nakama. Nakama is revenge. And looks like seruch, withholding. That's a samach, isn't it? Semuch? No, that's a resh there, seruch. And that's a final... Is that a final... Hamel? Seruch. Oh, I need to brush up on my Hebrew. Anyway, so now needs your help, so you're supposed to choose E, obviously. And jeez. That's gonna be a trick, man. Is it gonna come back? Oh. It's high. I need to aim low, I guess. Well, aiming low didn't help much. Went low when I aimed low.
Kindness is refusing to mirror the malice of others.
That's not all kindness is, but okay. Someone got the success you wanted. Joy. Envy. So this is Simha, joy. Right. Envy is Kina. Envy, and then resentment. That's a big word. Heat. Heat marmroot. Anyway, so supposed to have joy.
Joy finds delight in the well-being of another.
You may be right, but the argument keeps growing. Stubbornness, pride, peace. So peace is shalom. Stubbornness is, looks like Akshanut. Akshanut. And Ea? Or that's a Gimel. Gaia is pride. Felt like Gavura was pride. Maybe that's a root word. So you may be right, but argument keeps growing, so
Peace does not flee from conflict. It brings reconciliation.
someone keeps interrupting you and it irritates you. Patience looks like Sabalanut. I think it's Sabalanut. Patience. Sarcasm is Is that a final noon? No. I forgot what that letter is. It looks kind of like a noon. Sarconim? That'd be funny if the Hebrew word for sarcasm sounds a lot like it. Someone keeps interrupting you, and then this is assertiveness. Is that heck or hook? Hechlatiut? Hechlate? Or is that a Hechlatiut? Or Hachlutiut? I'm not sure. Anyway.
Patience gives the heart time to not answer in anger.
Someone is being rude in the conversation. Contempt, which is that boon? So that's like a final noon, right? Boon? And this is Nakama. Payback. And this is gentleness. Adinut? Adinut. Gentleness? So someone is being rude in the conversation. Yep. Dang it.
Gentleness extinguishes the fire of wrath without losing its strength.
No one is watching, you could cheat. Pragmatism? So this is a modern Hebrew word. There is no way that the original biblical Hebrew word for pragmatism is so close. Pragmatute. Pragmatute. Yeah, that is not an ancient biblical word. Resourcefulness. To Shia. Self-control. Shalita. Shalita. Looks like Shalita. Mute. Mute, maybe? Dang it.
Self-control is victory over oneself when no one else is watching.
Well, D. S. A. D. Oh. S. A. D. D. S. A. D. S. W. D.
Mother? What happened?
My son. My son. Do you hear me? Do you hear?
I saw a shadow, and now I feel the warmth of your hand.
2 processions met at the gate, one of life, one of death. A single tear of a mother halted the march. One word from the Lord turned its course. Compassion sees first, before anyone even asks.
You told him to get up. And he did. I saw it. But it still doesn't feel real.
Give it time, Thomas. Let it
I
settle in
build
your
things
heart.
that last for years, and they still decay. In a moment, you undid what can't be undone. If death obeys you, then I should too.
Let's return to what we
Before we
began
left,
in
I had a
your
question for
workshop.
you. What is the heaviest burden that one carries with a smile, and the greatest victory won through a fall?
Is that a riddle? Humility, which makes the heart and conscience clean. Gold, which glitters yet makes the heart heavy. Ignorance, which grants respite. I don't remember that one from the Gospels.
That does not seem right. I am as puzzled as before.
He touched the dead, and death gave way.
What is the heaviest burden that one carries with a smile, and the greatest victory won through a fall?
Oh, I got to pick from the three. This burden that one carries with a smile. Ignorance. Greatest victory won through a fall. Ignorance? No, humility. Makes the heart and conscience
And now
clean.
tell me, what is the temple that has neither walls nor altars, and is everlasting?
This is post-temple thinking. Let's see. What is the temple that has neither walls nor altars and is everlasting? A set of precepts that teach one to live well. A fellowship of hearts bound together by love. I don't really think so. A right preserved in memory. Should be this. Should be a set of precepts that teach one to live well.
I thought perhaps that was the way, but it leaves me uncertain.
So I've got to ask again.
What is the heaviest burden that one carries with a smile, and the greatest victory won through a fall? And now tell me, what is the temple that has neither walls nor altars, and is everlasting?
None of this is from the Gospels.
Last question. What makes a person see what is not before his eyes, and understand what he does not hear with his ears?
That is not the meaning of he who hath eyes let him see, and he who hath ears let him hear. That is not the meaning of that. The meaning of he who hath eyes let him see, and he who hath ears let him hear is because the Romans in the Gospels are putting all the evidence right there, so that if you would just open your eyes and you would just open your ears, you would see the real truth underlying the text. Not accepting the surface reading, which incorporates a lot of fantasy. The problem is, like, no one had the key to do it. No one had the key to, like, use their eyes in that fashion or use their ears in that fashion unless they were already initiated in on the joke. It's only because of someone like Joseph Atwill and Cliff Carrington that we can even, like, arrive at this, because it's so sealed in so much smoke and mirrors that we don't see the truth of what's being said in the passages. We just take the surface reading with all of its spiritual mumbo-jumbo, post-temple spiritual mumbo-jumbo, pro-Gentile spiritualism. But it's because of these two men that we've got the key that we can begin to see what the text is really saying. I would say Barbara Thiering kind of was working towards that, but excuse me, most of the time I could not understand how Barbara Thiering arrived at some of the conclusions she did. At least with Joseph Atwill, it makes sense. So, let's see, the will to... Okay, what makes a person see what is not before his eyes and understand what he does not hear with his ears? Memory of what has been, faith, which is the certainty of things unseen, the will to strive, which gives strength. It's going to want me to say faith, because, can I pause here? No. This is not this faith, which is the certainty of things unseen. I don't believe that's from the Gospels. I think that's from one of the epistles.
Your answers have given me more than years of study. What is hidden is not invisible to you. You are the teacher I have sought.
So this guy comes up with these mumbo-jumbo riddles that are riddles because they're just stuff he's cooked up himself. How are you supposed to know the answer to something he's cooked up himself? This is not these riddles are not from the Gospels, but they're more riddling than those riddles posed by the Pharisees. And those riddles posed by the Pharisees, you could have actually gotten questions from Jewish oral tradition about the law, and that would have been a better example of the difference between Jewish thinking and the Roman Gentile thinking of the Christian scriptures. I will show you a new way of seeking truth, and you will help me proclaim it. Okay, are we done here?
Lead me.
Thomas's mind, until then full of questions, found its first answers, and his heart its teacher.
Yeah, whatever.
Then he followed him to seek truth on the road and not in the scrolls.
Thomas is kind of a weirdo, if you ask me. But anyway. I mean, he's got like... He's supposedly doubting because of skepticism and intellectual doubts. But then he comes up with all this, like, spiritual mumbo-jumbo that he wants you to figure out. Let's see. Who's next? Go to the building site. Where's that? I think that's in the northern Galilee, maybe? It's not here. Where's the building site? What building site? Oh, let's try somebody else. Find the Zealot's hideout. How the heck am I supposed to do that? Under the fig tree, talk to Philip.
God has visited his people.
What is something's lit here? Is he back in Jerusalem again? Oh, wants me to go to Tiberias? So do an about face.
Jesus approached Simon's hideout. Clubs lay abandoned on the ground, blood was spilled, and anger hung in the air. He saw the wounded. He knew that mercy must come first.
Yeah, well, that would need to be mercy from the Romans, but the Romans weren't giving out mercy.
Don't come near him. He brings us taxes and lashes.
Suffering bears no banners? Man.
Love won't drive Rome from our land.
Yeah, exactly. Love will heal your heart, and hearts change history.
Why are you helping me?
Because love comes first. Why wouldn't he help you?
What you did was harder than any fight.
Lay down your sword, fight for hearts, begin with your own.
If this is what your kingdom looks like, then lead me.
Yeah, I don't think a zealot would be doing that so quickly. And actually, before before the alleged crucifixion, Jesus actually tells them to sell what they have and buy a sword, so...
Simon sheathed his blade. Instead of anger, he carried peace with him.
So yes, Simon was the name of one of the resistance fighters against Titus and his legions. Of course, we've already got Simon Peter, and so let's pause this for a second. Can we do it here? 12 apostles. You got Peter, parentheses, Simon Peter, and then there's Simon the Zealot, a member of the Zealot political party. Excuse me. Continue. Now where do we need to go? I don't see any clubs.
Have you seen the latest Roman patrol?
The latest Roman patrol?
The new sandals I bought are very comfortable.
Go to the building site. Where is that now? Back to Nazareth.
Jesus! We thought you were in Sepphoris. They said a roof needed mending after the storm.
We haven't done the storm scene yet.
The stone is true, but wants half a finger's breadth to the left.
And the mortar cries for water.
Good mortar is like love, it binds though it is unseen. This...
You always strike the heart of a matter.
I seek builders for a greater work. You build a small thing, yet a needed one, but I speak of a greater work, a house of living stones, a church within the heart,
We trust you,
within the
but
hearts of men.
we have work in hand. Cornice to set. The material's already paid.
A wall is not left half raised.
Count the cost, let's finish this. Whoever would build a tower first sits down and counts the cost. Let us finish this first. Give me the cord and the trowel.
You will help?
These hands remember, a heart rejoices. What is this crap, dude? Oh. These hands remember and the heart rejoices, for every stone set in his place is like a man finding his way. Ugh. Okay, I'm here. Finish their work. How Do I finish it? There's the prompt up here. Jeez.
In every house, a stone is needed that ties two walls and bears their weight. In the Father's house, that stone is grace. And he who accepts ascending does not flee the burden, he bears it with joy, knowing the walls shall not fall.
What, are we going to upgrade now?
It sits well, as though it had waited for this very place, said Thaddeus, as he laid the next stone. Jesus answered him, "Where trust is cracked, be as the mortar. Where the line runs crooked, be as the plumb line. Where there is a shard, find for it the fitting gap. And if our strength fails, asked James. Call upon me, he replied. Those who build with me do not build alone.
I'm aggravated because these sayings are not in the Gospels. There is so much material that they could have gotten from the Gospels, and instead they cook up this just, I don't know what you even call it. It's like... It's like what you would expect a cult leader to say if he was trying to imitate Jesus speaking of his own authority, because you're not quoting anything, you're just saying new things that aren't necessarily biblical, but they're probably more churchian. This is all well and good, man, but I mean, there wasn't much difficulty in that.
Straight. True, perhaps even fair to behold. We will finish the cornice and make the place clean. Then we will meet you.
Leave a blessing here and take only what is needful.
I'll take my trowel. It may serve with living stones.
The road will teach you the rest. Steadfast. Yeah. Okay, where are we going now? Under the fig tree. There's a fig tree way out here, so I have to go here.
Oh, welcome. What brings you here?
How do you know my name?
Don't you remember me? We've
Rabbi,
met before.
I remember. Though during your extraordinary baptism, we didn't have the chance to get acquainted.
I don't remember this guy from the baptism. This is a good chance to make up
I've
for
heard
it.
what you did in Cana, Lord. Word reached even John. He spoke of you publicly, setting out on a new path.
Follow me, you'll see where it
Wonderful!
leads.
We have found the one Moses wrote about in the law, and the prophets also wrote of. Jesus, the son of Joseph from Nazareth.
Moses and the prophets did not
Can anything
write
good
about
come
Jesus.
out of Nazareth?
Come and see.
I greet you with humility.
Yeah, after just questioning whether I was good just because of the town I was born in, which supposedly I wasn't born in Nazareth, I was born in Bethlehem, but you know, Bethlehem's not on the map in this game, so we'll pretend like I'm from Nazareth, I guess. Convince.
Shalom.
Here's a true Israelite in whom there is no deceit.
How do you know me? What have you been telling him?
I had already seen you. Before Philip called you, I'd already seen you. I listened to you then, full of concern, out in the wilderness under the fig tree.
Uh-huh. But...
Follow me, and many surprises
Teacher,
still await you.
You truly are the Son of God, the King of Israel.
Just because I said follow me and surprises will await you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man, the messengers of
And thus
Vespasian.
Jesus called 2 more apostles, Philip, ever ready to bear witness to others with his feet firmly on the ground, and Bartholomew, the skeptic who, in a moment of personal revelation, became a witness with a bold, exalted confession of faith.
Let's see. So we got everyone now? Okay, so what's this on the map? Healing of Peter's mother-in-law? Didn't we do that one?
His mercy reaches farther than any road we know.
Master, what are you doing here? You can't imagine how happy I am to welcome you under my humble roof, but I didn't expect you today.
Glad to see you too. You couldn't have expected me, for I have come to you with an unannounced visit.
True. Then tell me, what brings you here?
I came because I want to. I want you to invite
All
the
right.
others here.
I'll tell Andrew to help me prepare this gathering. Will Matthew come too?
Yes, I want him to be here as well.
Fine. But James and John may grumble about Matthew's presence, and Simon the Zealot looks at him as if he could pierce him with his eyes.
Yeah, well. I know, my friend, that's exactly why I need them to gather together.
All right, I'll make sure everyone comes. Someone has to keep order in this group, with Matthew counting every coin and Thomas doubting even his own breath. Someone has to be the voice of reason.
That's why I chose you for this task. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop here. So we've gathered all the apostles. Now we're going to actually gather together.